Today I want to talk about your first steps. This is the first thing you're going to do, and it's all around, first of all, helping you understand the difference in the feeling, but then actually explaining to you just 3 rules that you're going to apply. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt any of these things? Negative self-talk, you struggle with motivation, you hate diets, you love sharing. That's important because sharing with food, or a busy life, or maybe you feel emotion strongly. These kind of things that you go through in your life are an indication that you are an emotional, sensitive person. You're a nice, caring person, and it's probably the reason why you find diets difficult. Should you change? 100% no. That is a really important part of you, but do you need to learn how to overcome some of those instinctive reactions? Yes. In terms of how it feels when you overcome it, I like to talk about kind of like surfing, finding your edge. So beforehand, I felt like I was in the sea. I was overwhelmed. These waves just kept coming over me. The tire went on my car. Something happened at work. I was unhappy. I wanted to get off the bus, and that's where food was my saviour. And then what happened is, once I learned to start overcoming my emotional food regulation, that's when I started learning to surf a bit. And you get to the point where life crap comes along, and actually it's a challenge. You enjoy it, and you sit on the top of it on a wave surfing. And it's not that I'm suddenly thin, I've got a six-pack, and that's why I'm happy. No, it's because I'm fundamentally more in control of my life, and that's something that I think we don't talk about enough. Just to frame where this system works, a normal diet is very extreme. It goes right to the hard stuff first. So on this graph, on the left-hand side, you've got gain weight at the top, lose weight at the bottom on the y-axis. So obviously, if you eat loads of junk food, you are probably going to gain weight. If you eat lots of very, very healthy food, if you go plant-based and you have very little fats and etc., then you'll probably lose weight. But that's very, very hard. And the whole point of balance is that we're going to give you the tools for you can find your own edge. You can work out how to balance your life, because just like the surfer, I don't know if you've ever done surfing lessons, but the lesson starts, and for 5 minutes they teach you how to stand on the board on the beach. So they've taught you how to stand on the board on the beach, which is flat. There's nothing happening on the beach. It's useless. They then say, go out in the waves and have a practice. And that's it. Because real life is about you learning. So when you go to a diet, and a diet tells you, eat this, do that, it's not giving you information that's useful, because on a certain day you might not have that nearby. It might be the wrong time to eat that. You might have something else happening in your life. So the balance system helps you to learn. So you're going to kind of recalibrate yourself. You're going to reground yourself, learn to balance your life. So it's all about finding where is that sweet spot where you can eat enough of the food you like and balance that with eating the food that is more healthy. So here we go. These are the 3 rules. Apologies, we just cut off the top one there. So these are so simple. You're going to learn them in 10 seconds. And after that, you're going to just let it mull over in your head. And you're just going to try and do this. So the first rule, and it's really important that you listen to the specifics. So if you're not hungry, then don't eat. So that's the most important rule. All you have to do is think to yourself, am I hungry? If you're not hungry, don't eat. Okay. Rule number 2, as soon as you feel hungry, you eat a slightly smaller portion than you used to do. So again, we're not saying what food you need to eat. We're just saying try and make your portion a bit smaller and really focus on all of the carbohydrates, the pasta, the bread, the cakes, all of those kind of things. Try and make that half the size of the portion and shove a handful of fresh veg on there. Things like carrot sticks, celery, or even cooked peas or beans or whatever. Something that isn't the kind of modern processed food. Now, those are the 2 hard bits of the rule. And when it says as soon as you're hungry, it means literally as soon as you're hungry. And the reason for that is we're trying to avoid the point you get to where you're really hungry and you overeat, because that creates fat storage. So what we're actually after is, as soon as you feel that hunger, you kind of eat your food, and you eat a moderate portion, slightly smaller portion, but it's as soon as you're hungry. So if you need effectively kind of 5 meals, because you have your breakfast, and then you have a snack in the morning, and then your lunch again, because they're smaller meals, you will feel less bloated. It will make you feel happier, because as soon as you feel hungry, you get to eat food. So if you're a comfort eater, if you love eating food, then it makes you happy. You've done the right thing. You've waited till you're hungry to eat, and then you get the food. It's like a little present. Now, probably the most important emotional rule is number 3, and that's basically, if you struggle to follow rules 1 and 2, it matters not. Your body needs a rest. You need a rest mentally. You're going on holiday. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's an hour, a day, a week, a month. I've spent months trying to apply these rules, and just because of my life, I've been in a difficult place. I haven't been able to do it. If you can't follow rules 1 and 2, enjoy your food, and that is it. It's like, really enjoy your food, and as soon as you have an ounce of willpower after you've done that, that's when you jump back on rule 1 and 2. So in effect, what we're saying is, we are going to fail. We are going to keep having binges. We are going to keep, eating a whole packet of biscuits, even though we only wanted one. Doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter, because the most important point is that we pick ourselves up again. So we're having the nice food. Maybe it's a Friday or Saturday that happens. Back on Monday, you're back on rule 1 and 2 again, and you're trying to just start to feel for your true hunger. Now, this could take days or weeks to really feel for, but as I'll explain in a future video, you're really listening into your blood sugar drops, and this is the thing that really helps us to optimize reducing the chance of fat storage in the day and increasing the chance of fat storage at night. Okay, so I think hopefully that gives you a bit of an explanation of what you need to do in this kind of first week. It's really simple. Make sure you're not adding loads of extra sport in. Make sure you don't suddenly turn plant-based if you love eating meat. Just try and make a small change to your food. And the reason I say all of that is, imagine you're practicing for when you feel shit. So imagine you're feeling shit, and the tire's gone in your car and you've got late for work or whatever. What is the minimum thing you can do to actually start losing weight again? Well, it's these 3 rules. So we're practicing to do these rules again and again, and you're actually going to practice failing as well and picking yourself up again, because if you can pick yourself up sooner, that's exactly how you stop the yo-yo dieting where you increase in weight. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of the first week. Good luck. Start now, right? Start now. Don't eat another thing until you're hungry. If you've got a meal in 20 minutes, fine, go for the meal. But after that, whatever you've got to do, as soon as that finishes, start not eating until you are actually hungry, and just try and keep going. And if you fail, who cares? Just keep practicing. Good luck.